Okay, so for some reason my video for number 4 and 5 just died. So I'm going to redo it, but this time the problem's already been done. So I will just kind of talk you through what I did. So it'll be a little bit quicker than normal for that reason. So here we go. So in problem number 4, let's see, I had to readjust everything here. We're looking at the equation of a tangent line. So of course, to do the tangent line, we need the derivative. So I did a quick low d high, but d high would be 1, minus high d low, which is also 1. That tends to happen. So there's the high d low. I'd put a 1 right there and a low d high with a 1 right there. This tends to happen a lot in these kind of problems where you have the derivative of two linear functions in a quotient, is that it simplifies out a lot. You'll notice how this x and this negative x end up canceling out. So I end up with this little story right here. It's pretty simple. Now, of course, I want to know the derivative specifically at 2 comma 1/3. So if I plugged in the number 2, 2 plus 1, of course, is 3, squared is 9. And so it looks like the slope of my tangent would be 2/9. And of course, if I have the slope and I also have the coordinate, point slope form, we're done right there. Pretty quick little problem. Now, coming down into number 5, we have a chain rule problem. So I have to take the derivative of the outside function f, leaving the inside function alone, times the derivative of the inside function, which would be g prime. And then we just have to plug in. So notice that when I plug in the 3 in both of these places, I now need to go ahead and find g of 3 before I can find f prime of that. And so g of 3 is 2. So this part is 2. And then later on over here, I need to find f prime of 2, which is negative 2. So this part right here is there, which becomes the negative 2. And then, of course, g prime of 3 sitting right here at negative 3. And we got a value of 6. Now, going on to the second portion of that question, it's a pretty quick one because h prime, it has one extra layer. So it's f prime of g of 2x minus 1. I took care of the outside layer. Times g prime of 2x minus 1. That would be the middle layer. And then times 2, because that's the derivative of the very inside layer right in here. And you just keep making 3 distinct layers. Now, as it turns out, when you get to this stage right here, notice we have f prime of g of 3 times g prime of 3, which is exactly what we had right here, because when we plug in the number 2, 2 times 2 minus 1 is 3. So this answer should be familiar because we just found it over here as the number 6. So all we have to do is multiply by that 2 that was on the outside for a cumulative answer of 12. Now, I did show the rest of the steps down here if you got lost on that, but that actually finishes up our story. And so that's the end of problems 4 and 5. See you on the next one.